Hi guys, welcome back to the second part of the story, Yummy Boy, written by Ridhima Bagwe Pednekar. In the last part, we saw that Mrs. Dumbledore was woken up by the doorbell at 3 o'clock in the night. I'm sure you must be very anxious to know what happens next. Let's begin with the second part of the story, Yummy Boy. Their bedroom was purposely kept at the ground floor so that they don't topple from upper floor, just in case. So Mrs. hurried. Now the doorbell didn't ring again. This was more creepy. So she wore her sweater and slowly moved towards the bedroom door. They never closed the bed door. She, like a tortoise, trembling, moved towards the main door. She was few inches away from the main door, and she decides to move back as the doorbell had stopped few minutes back. She was confused, scared, and relieved at the same time. You know how we get mixed emotions? So she drew back in an action to return to her bed, and there it went again. Continuously 3 times. Mrs. went pale white in her face. In this windy cold night, sweat rushed through her pale white face. She gathered all her energy, moved back and opened the door, with the safety door not opened yet. And when she opened the door, what she saw? She still thinks it was a dream. Through the safety door, huge headlights were thrown on her face, which could have blinded her. She saw a huge, weirdly modified jeep. Yes, there was no one but the vehicle, standing there, throwing light, the only white thing in the pitch dark night. What the hell was this? Was it some ghost? Or was it some stupid youngster zonked who had no work but troubling others' sleep? Scared and also swearing under her breath, she was about to slam the door when suddenly the most horrible, weird and black figure appeared in front of her, obviously outside the safety door. And he said,
"Madam, open the door."
Like she was the maid and he the owner of the house. She said, "Pardon?" almost chokingly. He said,
"Madam, open the door."
This time, no please. And then he started,
"I am not going to harm you. Get this wooden thing off between us."
Mrs. had no idea what she was doing. She, like a key turned on for a doll, opened the door. But when she did, she felt like slapping herself hard.
"Ah,"
he said with a grin.
"Madam, you trusted me so quickly. The time has come. In another half an hour, I'll be gone."
Mrs. head was spinning as first time she saw him properly. You call him human or half human or a nut. He was huge. Mrs. realized she is staring at the sky and her mouth was wide open. She straightened herself. What was standing in front of her was a giant, pitch black, and in the night time he was wearing glasses, which were fluorescent green. On his head was a cap with horns. Yes, a metal cap with red horns. Mrs. felt she was not in her senses, and she moved down. He was shirtless. Oh God! Down, he wore a fluorescent green boxer pants matching the glasses. Short enough, Mrs. was embarrassed to look any further. But she wanted to take a complete look at this cartoon, as till then all the fear had ran away. And he wore wooden sandals. You know those paduka types? He said irritatingly again,
"Madam, are you through ogling at me? I know I'm very attractive. So I repeat, I have half an hour and your time is also half an hour."
Mrs. almost yelled, "What are you?" Oops! She wanted to say, "Who are you?" She was least scared at this nut.
"Madam, I am Yummy Boy."
"Pardon?" Mrs. said.
"I am Yummy Boy. And meet him. He is my Rath."
"Who he?" Mrs. asked.
my wrath behind me.
Pointing to the weird machine he had got. Now Mrs. was losing her cool. She bombarded. What do you want? You know it's 3 a.m. in the night. Why have you come to disturb us? Snap! Now she remembered and pondered where Mr. Dumbledore was. It's been so long time and Mr. Dumbledore didn't hear anything? And how come she forgot him? Saying all this in her mind, she hurried back as if she was alarmed. She opened the bed door and saw Mr. was sleeping to glory. He wasn't aware of anything of what happened. She shouted at him, Dev! Dev! He didn't budge. She went and tried to wake him up. Suddenly she realized Dev wasn't moving. His tummy, only flat on his body, wasn't going up and down. Oh Jesus!
Madam,
She froze. Oh my God! I left the door open and oh shit, that nut! And she heard his voice bang behind her.
Madam,
She looked behind and there he was standing in flesh in her bedroom with his wooden sandals on. She almost screamed again. What are you doing in my bedroom with those sandals? Annoyingly, he said again.
Madam, you have wasted my time. Now I am sure you have come to know.
What do I know? Mrs. asked. What's your name? With this we come to an end of the second part of this interesting story, Yummy Boy. Who is this Yummy Boy and what has he come for? Is Mr. Dumbledore dead? To get the answers of these questions, you have to wait till tomorrow. See you in the third part of the story. Till then, happy reading and bye-bye.